I've been following this self-help content a lot from quite a lot, like I think from many years now. And
Okay.
now what I feel is like a lot of advice I was getting from other YouTubers was very generic. I couldn't relate to that. Maybe when I was 21, 22, I could have, I may have related to that content, but now it doesn't make sense. Like work hard. I've been working hard, right? It does not make sense to me. Even after working hard, I'm not happy. Like I did everything what society told me to do. I'm earning a lot of money, but still, it- whatever I was told, that's not making me happy. So now that does not make sense to me. Like paisa kamao, and now then everyone will respect you or your life will be sorted, because I did that, but it's not making much sense. I think I had all the answers when I was 21 or 22, like, oh, what is a good life supposed to mean? But now I'm 27 and my parents are asking, marriage and what, and I'm feeling I don't know anything about life, how to, because I've been following all these red pill content, these Andrew Tate and all these, and I thought, okay, you work hard, you get rich, and that's how one needs to lead a good life or whatever. But no, now I think I don't know anything.
So I'll share something with you which I shared recently on one of my calls because so what you're feeling, right? A lot of men are going to feel now, in my opinion. Okay, especially a lot of the men who thought that they were working on themselves and they were becoming smarter than other people. All right, because all of us who get into self improvement, the first thing which improves after getting into self improvement is our ego. It's not really ourself.
Yeah,
Okay. So I'll tell you what I personally feel is going to happen to a lot of these men who have, especially because you have to understand that there is an average level of consciousness as well, which permeates society. All right. So the average level of consciousness from the time that platforms like YouTube, etc., boomed was surrounded by different kinds of trends. All right. You can kind of try to understand what the current consciousness is based on what the trend is. All right. What the masses are doing. All right. So if the masses are ordering food from Swiggy instead of cooking for themselves, then you have to understand that as one particular factor that can help you understand the nature of human beings. That right now humans are more lazy and they're putting lesser effort on themselves. But if they're spending more money by ordering food every day, that means they're actually earning more money. But inside they're feeling like shit. Because if you are feeling good inside, you will never not prepare your food yourself. If you're feeling good inside, you prepare your food yourself normally because you want to continuously nourish and love yourself more and you want to be in that particular state. All right. So food delivery is one particular random example which I'm giving from my own way of hypothesizing what humanity currently goes through. Now I'll share another thing with you. What I said, what I personally think is going to happen with a lot of people, especially males. Actually, it's not just with males, even women are going to be hit with a particular realization. But what is going to happen with males, especially, that particular period of consciousness because of which everybody got sucked into whichever trends were going on at that level, at a mass level, the mass level consciousness was about hustling and working hard and motivation and gym and morning routines and all of that. Now that there is a bunch of vested value in that by human beings at a personal level, such as you and a lot of other people, the thing is that there are very few things in the world that actually give you lasting value and lasting happiness or lasting success. All right. Now, the thing is that, for example, all these people who have done a lot of that have suddenly started feeling very hollow, even though on a checklist, everything about their life is technically fine. Okay. So be happy actually that you are in that boat of people who have started to question. All right. Because questioning is the first kind of symbol of awakening of a human being.
yeah. So now
Fantastic.
all of my beliefs and value systems have been, demolished. Now I don't know anything, like, uh, because now I'm also questioning, because there are some girls around me who, want to have sexual relationships with me right now, but I'm also questioning that whether I should do that, whether that is right or whether that is wrong. So I've kept everything on hold. I don't know what is right. I don't know what is wrong.
That's
So
fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
The place
so
of realizing that you don't know what is right and what is wrong is actually fantastic.
yeah, so
Especially if then you're also able to not act impulsively.
yeah. Because because I have done that before and I have never like I have felt hollow only.
Why I'm happy is because things which I started experiencing from 2019 today for the first time, like somebody who's come in the position of a student in front of me is asking me. So I'm actually very happy because when this started happening with me, that there's just really amazingly beautiful, physically attractive women who are wanting to have sex with me, but like I just kind of stopped, and I couldn't figure out at that time like why am I not feeling the same, because for me especially, like I a big aspect of my nature was sexual, and that is why I was incredibly active, ever since I started engaging with women. But with time I understood that basically it's the energy of creativity. It's not really just women through whom I can explore that energy overall. And basically as time goes on, and earlier you're just hungry to kind of find your own worth via how many women will sleep with you. All right, but then with time, hopefully one grows out of that and understands that maybe the way we look at women also needs to change, along with which the kind of women we want to share ourselves with also needs to change, etc., etc., etc. Earlier in life you've obviously worked hard trying to make yourself sexually desirable, and now that you are desirable, but then to not make use of the fruits of your own work, it's a little difficult, because basically there's a pattern of behavior that we get used to, because it helps us gain a familiarity of ourselves, of who we are. So when this started happening with me, and like I could not realize, because I started asking myself that what the like this is not the way I knew myself. I was somebody who was in the morning at a different address, in the afternoon at a different address, and in the evening at a different address. So like why the hell am I? But in a way that's very good, because you also realize that your dick doesn't have that much control over you anymore. It's not just pure random wild lust which is making you go on and on. And even though it's not, I don't mean to make it sound negative in any way, because there is beauty in that also. You're lucky that you're starting to recognize the feminine side of yourself, waking you up to how the feminine is reacting to you. Now what happens is, when the man wakes up to this, with time your presence and your vibe changes. All right, 3 4 years ago your vibe would be very different from the way that you're speaking right now, and you would be attracting those kind of girls. All right, but as you would change, and as you would have the strength to say no to particular kinds of feminine energy, automatically the feminine energy which you personally want now to have wakes up towards you, because feminine has endless energy in a lot of ways, because it is the creator, right? It is the creative force. All right, so that has endless energy, but man does not have endless energy. So for example, if I or you would continue interacting with that kind of feminine energy which we know is themselves very lost, it is draining us, because that kind
Correct.
of feminine energy actually feeds on our energy.
That's exactly happened in my previous relationship. Exactly. It was very draining. It was it was addictive, but it was also draining. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah,
Yeah, it is addictive because that kind of feminine energy works very hard to please you.
exactly.
All right,
Exactly.
so it is gonna do things to you and show things to you which make you feel like, holy shit, I'm one of the most badass on this planet now. I can be hanging upside down from a ceiling fan also now. So like that's a very different thing. There is a major aspect of humanity which is sleepwalking. All right, and some of them are numb to that level, that they will remain sleepwalking only, even though everything is in front of them. Either they are not able to see it, or if they are seeing it by now, they are so invested in their ego that they cannot try to change themselves because it will cost them a lot. All right. That is why I'm saying you are blessed in a lot of ways that you are one of these people who is able to sense all of this now within you. Because it's not easy for a man to say no to a woman who wants to have sex with him. Huh? It's not easy because it's very counterintuitive to your own nature as a man.
Right.
As a man,
Right.
your nature is to desire to conquer continuously. But the thing is that that is your nature as a man in the animalistic sense.
Right.
All right. When you're operating from a lower table of consciousness, as overall you start waking up more and you start becoming more conscious, you realize that in order to know that I'm desirable, I don't need to fuck.
Right.
All right. You know that you're desirable. And actually, you end up in a lot of ways. What might happen with you with time is that you might also end up having pity towards some of the women who are attracted to you, because you will also start realizing why which woman is attracted to you for what reason. And the way some of them will be attracted to you, you will actually feel sad, but you will not be able to tell them, and you'll have to smile and deal with them.
Right.
All right, because the the one thing who can't take rejection that well is women, especially if they're sexually making themselves available to somebody and then you say
Right.
no. You can't do it that obviously, because it really really makes them angry
Right.
or
Right.
makes them feel bad.
Yeah, and like this part about women, I have not been able to understand. Like, and sometimes I feel pity for my because like in my friend circle, so there is this one girl who is making herself sexually available to me, and